Well, let's kick off with new gold. One of the viewers said, listen, his name was Eben. He said, listen, I like new gold and I'm keen on it. Can you maybe just have a look at new gold? Now, remember, new gold is an instrument that you can buy if you don't want to hold physical gold, and if you don't like all these volatility that you find in gold stocks like Harmony or Gold Fields or Sibanye, one of those. But Sibanye is more platinum nowadays. They've got gold, but they're big in platinum. But on the other hand, let's have a look at new gold. New gold is this beautiful instrument that tracks the rand gold price. Now, look at this beautiful rally from 2018 all the way from 145 to 190 almost in one go. So even if I look at this, and I know you've got a longer term view on it, if the exchange traded fund can break above this 193.10 level, then we can see another move to the upside. And remember, this is a strong resistance. This resistance was in 2016 when the gold price also rallied and the rand weakened. Look at it. It went from 122 to 195 in a matter of, let's call it 9 months. Now, if it breaks above that, it will take out this resistance, and then we'll see the next push to the upside. Now, if we want to get an idea where the stock can go, or this exchange traded fund can go to, we're almost in you can almost say an ascending channel here. Every time, look at it, every time that the stock gets at this support line, there's some buyers. Look at it, it rallies up to this resistance, come back, goes up, test the support line, rallies up, come back to test the support line, rallies up. So if we can see this as an ascending channel that will take the exchange traded fund higher, we can almost say every time that it gets to the support line, you can maybe nibble again if you are a long-term holder of new gold. Now, if it pulls back, it should pull back to around 180 Rand, 181 Rand, and then bounce from here. But look at this beautiful established ascending channel. Now, an ascending channel is unfortunately also a negative or a warning formation, because while it is in this channel, nobody worries because it goes higher. But the moment this channel breaks, it can easily take the exchange traded fund lower. So yes, you can still buy it. Be nervous when it breaks 181, but at the moment the momentum is clearly to the upside. And I mean, what a surprise. Everybody thought that gold is not going to perform. And strangely enough, I've got an idea that the gold index and even the gold price is going to surprise us in future, because this gold, every time that it gets to $1,400, there is some buyers around. Let's have a look at another stock, RMI Holdings. Now, this viewer, John, said, listen, Frans, I want to buy this because I believe that the South African economy is going to turn around. I believe that the insurance players or the big fund managers like RMIH, they will benefit from that because people will start to save more as the economy improves. Now, first of all, I want to say, remember, if you've got that viewpoint, it's maybe of a longer term view. But I always look at daily charts for give me an early indication that something is maybe on the boil. Usually you see it on a weekly chart, but then you need to wait a few weeks before you know that you can buy. But look at this falling wedge. This falling wedge tells me that yes, RMIH is still almost, you can say, trapped in this channel. But when it breaks above, and there's my level, if it breaks above 33 Rand and 7 cents, this falling wedge can easily trigger a beautiful relief rally. Now always just keep in mind, a falling wedge, if you look at it like I'm looking at it here now, when it breaks this 33.07, it's usually a quick and a sharp move. So sometimes it is not that, you can almost say, prudent to wait for the stock to consolidate a day or two above this, let's say, resistance line, that if it turns into support, when it breaks, you need to enter it if you are a short-term investor. And it can easily take the stock back all the way to 34.82. But let's have a look. If we look at it, John, let's have a look at the long-term view of RMI. Now, RMI, as we know, is a big player, and they manage plenty investments and even pension funds. Now let's have a look. If you look at this weekly chart, now this is a weekly line chart. the momentum is still clearly to the downside. Let's put in the 40-week moving average to say, yes, it can maybe give us an opportunity to buy. Let's have a look there. I doubt if that turned into a support yet. I don't think so. If I look at that, I just want to get it. Yeah. Right, there you are. The 40-week moving average, definitely, it is still all the way below that. It is definitely not there yet. So I will not even test it there. I will just leave it alone. It's not even a support. It just falls through. But if I look at this line, let's have a look at this resistance line. There you are. There's the downward momentum. There you are. I think there was a problem with that 40-week moving average. Let's just see if I can put it in again. 40-week moving average. Yeah, there you are. The 40-week moving average is now correct. Now, this resistance line is holding the investors away. And I think if you want to buy it for the long-term view, hold on before this 40-week moving average turns into a support. The moment it turns into a support, and that will be 34.63. If you've got a long-term view and you buy 2 Rand higher, not really a problem. Now, there you are. There's your 40-week moving average, and when it breaks above that, it will also turn this line into a support, and then we can see a beautiful rally. So it's early days. I don't think it's time to buy it yet. If you want to purely buy it for the long term and you don't have my strategy of nibbling or accumulate over a few months. Let's have a look at Sasol. And Leon asked about Sasol. He used a little bit of a harsh word. He said, I don't know how to say it on show, but in short and sweet, he'd actually say, I am sick and tired of Sasol, because everybody tells me that the stock must go up, and he says, Leon Frans, this stock doesn't want to go up. Now, Leon, I've got an idea that the stock is under selling pressure from maybe abroad, because every time that the stock just wants to lift its head, there is a seller around. And that always makes me a little bit nervous. But Leon, if I look at the stock, look at this waterfall formation. Now, as all of the viewers know by now, a waterfall formation is a formation that will sometimes turn around and give you a rapid move to the upside. It's usually look at this beautiful rounding bottom. It takes slowly to get on the go, and then it rallies. But look at these falling formations. If it falls down, it gets to a point, let's say at 376, and then it gives you a sharp move to 480. And I'm under the impression that we're going to see it with Sasol as well. Now, I mean, it falls all the way from 486.23 to about 320 in a matter of, let's call it 3 months. So it is a big fall. So Leon, I will say to you, if you did not take your stop loss, and as you say, you're more than sick and tired of the stock, I think maybe let's just have a look at the daily. Because I think there's many viewers tonight that will say, listen, Frans, I think it's maybe time to look at a place where I can maybe nibble on the stock. Now, let's have a look here, and this, we're going back to candles. Now, first of all, this is that beautiful gap, but remember this gap came about when Sasol warned and said, listen, we need more money for development. But if we look at Sasol here, look at all these candles, that is all selling candles. But then suddenly, in the last couple of days, we had this Harami candle. Let's zoom it out for the viewers a little bit. We had a Harami candle. Then we had the classic doji that tells you that everybody was uncertain. Then the day before yesterday, we had this beautiful bullish engulfing candle, tells you that there was some buyers around. And now we're sitting on a Harami candle again. Now, I want to say to all the punters, if you see a ugly bearish candle and you see some Haramis or dojis and a beautiful bullish candle, I usually see this as a turnaround. And I say to myself, listen, these sellers are overtaken by these buyers. And, well, if you want to punt it, I'm going to give you a line there. I'm going to use the top of these candles, the shadows, to give me a resistance line. And I also believe that if Sasol gets going, it will be a rapid move. As I showed you, we're sitting in a waterfall formation. So I will maybe buy above 338.95 on this candle, because This bullish candle tells me that there is some strong buyers around, and my stop loss will be the low of this candle, 319 Rand and 58 cents. And yes, above this, it can easily go to, let's give the levels, 346.95, 357.21, and I think maybe on the first move to the top, even as high as 366.51. So you can easily get 10% out of it, 333 Rand 90 to 360, and that just tells you when this stock is going to get on the go, it will really rally. Well, and then Susan, I hope I've got time. Yes, Susan asked me, listen, Frans, I'm short in Telkom. What on earth is happening? I thought that this company is going to fall off a cliff, and Telkom is just holding on. Now, Susan, we bought the stock around 100 Rand as a short, and it pulled back from 100 Rand to about 85 Rand. That, for a short, is already good profit. So don't hold on too long for it on a short, because it can easily surprise you. And what do I see here? It pulled back all the way to this support line. And from now on, it builds a little bit of a momentum again. So if you are short, I think it's maybe time to lock in your shorts, unless this support line turns into a resistance. And this line will only turn into a resistance when the stock gets below 86 Rand 55. Then you know there's a low, it bounced up, then you can get to confirm of a lower low. That's negative. But I think be nervous, because it bounces off this support line. That tells you that there is still some buyers around that supports or believe that this support line is giving them a relief rally every time. So if you are short, it's maybe time to lock it in, because we're bouncing off the support line. Well, thank you so much for watching Talking Technical. Visit our website www.fransdeklerk.com for more services, and we'll talk again.